Deep in time, 20,000 years ago, a journey of struggle for survival unfolds. Humans live in primitive tribes, relying on hunting, and face harsh challenges to obtain sustenance. In one of these tribes, brave warriors embark on a difficult mission to hunt a raging herd of wild bulls. Armed with spears and cunning, they stealthily approach their prey. Their leader, Haukur, watches his son, Keda, who is undertaking his first challenging adventure. The conflict intensifies, and war cries erupt. Spears fly, and animals and humans clash in an epic battle on the edge of a precipice. But fate plays its part. In the midst of the chaos, Keda is suddenly attacked by one of the bulls. Haukur tries to save him, but it's too late. Keda falls into the abyss, leaving deep sorrow in the heart of his father and tribe. Rewinding the events to a week before this incident, we find that the tribe leader used to go out every year with an elite group of the strongest warriors on a challenging hunting trip. They relied on the spoils they obtained to secure the tribe's food throughout the harsh winter. In that year, the tribe leader, Haukur, was testing a group of young men to see who was most capable of joining them on the hunting trips. The test consisted of crafting sharp spears from rocks, capable of easily hunting wild animals. Most of the young men failed this test, but Keda, Haukur's son, excelled them all, crafting a spear so sharp that it cut his finger. Thus, Keda and another young man passed this difficult test. After that, the hunters told Keda and his companion that their journey would be fraught with danger, and they began training them in patience and endurance, preparing them for what awaited them in the wilderness. At the end of the training, Haukur embraced his son Keda, urging him to show his courage and not fear anything, assuring him that he deserved to be a leader in the future. That night, Haukur spoke with his wife, who was worried about her son's hunting dangers. Haukur tried to reassure her, telling her that Keda had proven his worth before the entire tribe and was capable of facing any challenge. He emphasized that Keda had to play his role in protecting the tribe from famine and destruction. The next day, the warriors bid farewell to their tribe, and Keda bid farewell to his mother, promising to return safe. They embarked on their arduous journey, continuing to walk throughout the day until they decided to rest at night and light a fire for warmth. Haukur tried to teach his son how to light a fire, but Keda failed. His father urged him to be patient and not despair. The next day, they were surprised by another tribe approaching them. It turned out that their leader was an old friend of Haukur. After a warm welcome, Haukur introduced his son Keda to his guest, who praised his courage and predicted that he would become a strong warrior. Keda realized that the two tribes would hunt together and share the spoils, so he was happy about that. They soon found ancient signs left by their ancestors to facilitate the hunting route. During their journey, they managed to hunt a wild boar, but Keda hesitated to slaughter it out of fear. His father was angry with him and rebuked him, emphasizing that strength and courage are not inherited but acquired through effort and practice. At night, while having dinner, they heard strange sounds indicating the presence of predators nearby, so everyone felt worried and cautious. After the strange sound disappeared, everyone sat in their places. Suddenly, a tiger pounced on the young man sitting next to Keda and snatched him in the blink of an eye. They heard his screams gradually fade away until they disappeared completely, and they realized that he had died and that they had been unable to save him. The next day, they erected a stone memorial in his memory and continued their journey. Haukur began teaching his son Keda everything he needed to be a brave hunter and a skilled warrior. During their journey, they saw a pack of wolves. Haukur pointed to their leader and explained to Keda how the wolf leader maintained his position with courage and intelligence, and how he wasn't born a leader but became one through his efforts. They finally reached the mountain where they would hunt the bulls and prepared to attack. Here, the events returned to the moment when the raging bull threw Keda off the mountain. Haukur tried to save his son, but to no avail. He found him hanging by his hand on a protruding part of the mountain. Haukur tried to encourage his son to hold on and not give up, and Keda tried to climb, but the rock broke and he fell. He hit the rocks until he reached a large rock, and his body was motionless. Haukur was deeply shocked and devastated as he saw his son in a place he couldn't reach to save him or even to take his body. Haukur spent the whole day calling out to his son, while the tribe gathered as many bulls as they could to secure their winter supply. After that, the warriors returned to Haukur, who hadn't moved from his place on the mountain, and convinced him that his son was dead and that an entire tribe was waiting for them to return with food. After performing their death rituals, they began to leave. Hours later, a raptor reached Keda and began to approach his face. At that moment, Keda woke up and hit the bird. Keda kept calling out to his father or anyone to help him, but he realized they had gone too far. He noticed that his leg was barely moving. He then tried to climb the mountain to save himself, clinging to the protruding rocks, but he couldn't hold on for long. He was surprised by the rain. He continued to resist, but after a long time, his body grew tired and his hand slipped from the mountain and he fell to the ground. Fortunately, the water was very high due to the rain, which reduced the impact of the fall. After the rain stopped, Keda tried to stand and discovered that his leg was injured. He treated it himself, returning the bone to its natural place, and then tied his leg with wood so he could walk. He then found the stones that indicated the death rituals and realized that his father and the tribe thought he was dead and left him. He felt very sad and realized that the coming days would be very difficult. At that moment, he was surprised by a group of wolves standing in front of him, about to attack him. He started running quickly, fleeing from them, enduring the pain of his injury, he managed to climb a tree, and as he climbed, one of the wolves tried to approach him, but he managed to hit it quickly with the knife he was carrying, and then continued climbing the tree. The wolves stayed under the tree all day, waiting for him to come down to avenge the injured female wolf. Due to exhaustion, he fell asleep and completely forgot about the wolves. The next day, he woke up and found that the wolves had left. He climbed down from the tree and decided to kill the female wolf with the knife, but before he did, he felt pity because his heart was kind. He tied a rope around her mouth so she wouldn't bite him and decided to take her with him to treat her. At night, he cleaned her wound, and at the same time, he heard a strange sound from afar and realized that he had to leave this exposed place where any animal could easily attack him. He took the female wolf and discovered a nearby cave, so he decided to stay there. He tried to light a fire as his father taught him, but he failed. The next day, he goes out to gather leaves and herbs and makes a mixture to treat his injured leg. He drinks water and notices that the female wolf has started to untie the rope from her mouth. He feels afraid of her, so he places some water for her and approaches her cautiously. She responds with a threatening sound, but drinks the water after noticing that he doesn't intend to harm her. After that, he goes out to look for something to hunt and sees a rabbit, which he manages to catch and bring back to the cave. This time, he succeeds in lighting a fire and roasts the rabbit. He and the female wolf eat. Kida begins talking to the female wolf, telling her that her wound is not serious. He tells her that they are alike, each of them far from their family. He expresses his deep longing for his mother and father and tells her that he will not give up and will try to return to them so that his father will be proud of him. The next day, he prepares himself, carrying some weapons he made and wood. He tells the female wolf that she can leave now to return to her pack because she is in good condition and can move easily. But the female wolf doesn't obey him and remains standing, taking a piece of cloth from him as if asking him to stay with her. Kida takes the cloth and goes on his way, but he is surprised to find that the female wolf is following him. He tries to send her away, but she continues to walk beside him, so he accepts the reality and lets her accompany him. After a while, he encounters a group of wild boars. The female wolf attacks the boars, while Kida tries to face one of them, but he becomes nervous and fails to kill it, so the boar manages to escape. Then, he admits to the female wolf that he agrees for her to continue her journey with him. They start hunting together, with the female wolf using her speed and Kida using the spear. They eat together, and their cooperation increases as the days pass. One day, winter begins to approach, and snow covers the ground. He realizes that his return has become almost impossible. Walking will become more difficult, and hunting will become scarcer. He and the female wolf decide to hunt their last animal, a wild boar. They manage to catch it easily. They eat some of it and carry the rest for their journey, but on the way back, he is surprised by the appearance of a pack of wolves surrounding him. He holds his spear ready to defend himself, but he sees that the female wolf steps forward and communicates with the wolf leader in the wolf language she masters. Kida understands that the female wolf is telling the leader that he helped and protected her, so the leader retreats and orders his pack to withdraw without attacking. Kida thanks the female wolf and tells her that she is free, asking her to return to her pack. The female wolf does so and bids him farewell, but after she leaves, he feels very sad because he is alone again after becoming very attached to the female wolf. At that moment, we learn that Hakur has just arrived at the village. He enters to his wife, sad and feeling guilty, and tells her that Kida is dead. Apologizing for not being able to save him, his wife breaks down in tears. At this time, Kida wakes up from his sleep, terrified, and decides to continue his way, walking with difficulty due to the snowstorm. He glimpses a pack of wolves in the distance and sees the female wolf among them. He runs towards her and calls her, but suddenly the ice cracks under his feet and he falls and gets trapped under it. The female wolf rushes to save him, but she cannot pull him out because of the ice layer separating them. At that moment, Kida pulls out a knife and starts hitting the ice before he loses his breath and drowns. After several attempts, he succeeds in breaking the ice, and the female wolf surprises him by pulling him out of the water. The female wolf leaves her pack and stays with him, and Kida lights a fire to warm his body in the snow. The female wolf sleeps beside him. The next day, they continue their journey. He notices that the food he had with him has run out. He sees a person sitting on the ground next to his tent in the distance and calls out to him, but he discovers that he has died and his body has frozen due to the bitter cold. He enters the tent but finds no food inside, so he feels very distressed. He discovers a bow and arrow and takes them with him to continue on his way. At this time, he sees a group of hyenas approaching, so he and the female wolf start running quickly. They find a cave and enter it, and Kida prepares his arrow at the cave entrance to repel any attack, but he realizes that the hyenas have left and did not notice his presence inside the cave. Then he hears a sudden sound and finds a tiger in front of him. He realizes that the cave is the tiger's home. The female wolf is in danger and attacks the tiger to protect Kida. Kida aims the arrow at the tiger and releases it, hitting the tiger and killing it instantly, but the female wolf is injured by her attack. Kida tries to treat her wounds all night. The next day, they continue their journey until Kida finds signs indicating that he is on the right path towards his village. They rest at night with the female wolf and continue their journey in the morning. After a long distance, the female wolf feels tired and cannot continue walking. Kida says to her, "We have walked a long way, and you cannot leave me now when we are close to home." He tells her that he will not abandon her, so he carries her her and continues walking. He rests for long periods due to the extreme fatigue he feels, and because he is carrying the female wolf as well. Kita thought about giving up more than once, but he resisted the fatigue and decided not to give up. He continued to carry the female wolf until he approached the village. When he finally arrived and his parents saw him, he put the female wolf down on the ground and collapsed from exhaustion. Hakur and his wife were shocked when they saw Kita in front of them, and they realized that he had achieved something impossible. They felt very happy that he was able to return despite his injuries, and his father told him that he was very proud of him. Kita asked his father to find someone to treat the female wolf, and at night, they were able to treat her. At that moment, while Kita was sleeping next to her, they discovered that the female wolf was pregnant as she gave birth to her cubs. Kita was surprised and very happy that she was fine and had been able to endure despite being pregnant all that time. He approached her, hugged her, and said to her, "Now we are safe." The tribe decided after that to raise the wolves and consider them part of the tribe. The film depicts how a strong friendship can arise between humans and animals, and how this friendship can change the course of each other's lives. The film shows how humans and animals can unite to overcome challenges and difficulties, and how courage and perseverance can help in survival. The film highlights the importance of coexistence and adaptation to nature, and how humans can learn from animals how to survive in harsh conditions. The film shows how the relationship between humans and animals began, and how it evolved through the ages. In addition, the film Alpha can be considered a stunning visual journey that takes viewers into a prehistoric world, reviving the Ice Age in all its details. And in the end, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new updates.